Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Launching Longshots, presented by the great people over at RotoBaller. The promo code, if you want full access, I mean unadulterated, full-on, model maniac, Spencer Aguiar, Joe Nicely, Joe Idone, you want it all. Lines is the promo code you need to use. It's 10% off any weekly, monthly, or annual sub. It's the absolute best deal in the industry. We are red hot. And when I say red hot, I mean blazing. 16 of the last 20 matchup bets. Those are all posted in the PGA Discord. Spencer's maybe the best matchup person in the entire world in terms of isolating and finding value in the matchup markets. Byron breaks everything you could possibly ever want to know down from a DFS perspective, and Joe Nicely is one of the GOATs. Check us all out. Support us. Thank you for joining us for this video. Make sure to subscribe to the RotoBaller YouTube channel if you're here now. Let's get into some long shots for the Cognizant Classic. Full disclosure, my favorite week on the PGA Tour schedule. I live 10 minutes from the course. I've played the champion course probably 12 to 15 times. 3 times in tournament conditions on the Monday following the Honda. I feel like I have a good pulse on this thing. I know what skill sets are rewarded, and I know that some long shots can hit here. When you look at Sepp Straka, who was over 150 to 1, Chris Kirk was a big number. Matt Jones was 150 to 1. Even Keith Mitchell, when he ended up hitting here, was a big number. There have been some absolute winners out of nowhere. Let's try to find a couple this week. Okay. I'm going all the way up to triple digits with my very first pick. And it's this man, 100 to 1, available now at DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's talk a little bit of Mark Hubbard because the guy's played pretty good at the Honda Classic over the years. Let's look at his Honda splits first. T42, T15, T46, T11, T65, and a miscut. You're going to be hard-pressed to find too many guys who've made 5 of their last 6 cuts alone at this event. He seems to play pretty well amidst the volatility. You can see there are a couple of fantastic approach weeks in his last 4, had 1 good putting week, some decent finishes. And this is on the heels of some spike approach numbers that I think are fantastic to look at for Hubbard. He's been on this video segment a number of times with me. You see the 8.38 strokes gain approach at the Farmers Insurance Open. That, friends, is one of the biggest approach numbers that you will see for any player gaining in an event the entire season. He followed it up with a top 5 at Pebble. This is another shorter golf course. The length isn't going to keep players like Mark Hubbard out of contention this week if he can play himself in with his iron play, particularly from 150 to 200 yards. He's going to go well here once again. You can get a plus 333 on a top 20 on Mark Hubbard. If you're going to play the long shot number, I always say take the top 20 also. Okay. The next 2 guys, let me start with this one. Let me make sure I have his profile pulled up. Okay, I got him at 175 to 1. There are still 160s out there at a number of different books. We've had 7 events so far on the PGA Tour season in 2024. 2 winners so far from the Korn Ferry Tour. My boy Byron was on top of it last week with a Korn Ferry Tour winner. I had him as well in Jake Knapp. There was Grayson Murray earlier in the season, but you know who played better than both of those guys on the Korn Ferry Tour all of last season? Was second in the points promotion list. Let's talk about Chan Kim. Now, Chan Kim, like Murray, like Knapp, was no young 21-year-old player. He is a proven, grizzled veteran who went back to the Korn Ferry Tour to get his card and did so with back-to-back wins at the end of the Korn Ferry Tour season last year. He followed it up with an 8th place finish in Mexico last week. There was a T14 at the American Express on these sort of really tight, grainy, ultra slick greens that I would say is a decent comp to PGA National. Plus, there's a lot of water out there also. A couple of good finishes. I think a player in good form. And if anybody is starting to gain some confidence in seeing these type of players that he was used to playing with, that he was used to competing with, that he was used to beating, win PGA Tour events, I think it's someone like Chan Kim. We've seen like Eric Cole and Jake, like these guys who have been on this journey for so long, right? They finally get that opportunity served to them and they're ready to eat, right? They're going to play as much as humanly possible and they're going to keep continuing to try and make an opportunity for themselves. Some nice finishes so far this season for Chan Kim. I think his best one may come this week. 175 to 1 is a massive number on any player. You can get a plus 550 in a top 20 market on Chan Kim. Add him to the card. Now, the third guy. This guy was absolutely steamed on Monday. Byron put this out in the RotoBaller Discord at like 8:30 a.m. on Monday. I had someone text me at like 8:30 a.m. on Monday, my boy Ryan Baroff, about this player because we were tracking him closely last week during that final round in Mexico, knowing where he was about to come back to. There were 300 to 1 tickets available at FanDuel. You can still get 160 to 1. I've seen them down to 100 to 1 in spots. The markets are all over the place, and that's because bettors love themselves a little CT Panama this week. T3 in Mexico. You look at the numbers there from T to green. Fantastic. Now, cuts, withdraws coming up. But look, I want you to look at sort of some shorter Bermuda grass courses. Particularly, let's look at the Honda Classic, a T3 here in 2021, a top 16 finish in 2022. Look at those approach numbers in both of those weeks. He's gained a total of over 8 strokes in his last 2 times at this event. He's 6 under par in his last 8 rounds across PGA National, which is something to be said for just about any player. Anytime you can shoot under par out here, you had yourself a great day. We need a spike putting week, but I think maybe some stars finally aligned for this player in Mexico, and now he's due back at a spot where he's had a ton of success. Plus 550s on the top 20 are out there on CT Pan as well. Those are my 3 picks for this week. I appreciate you joining. Like, subscribe. Make sure to stay in tune with this RotoBaller channel. We'll be bringing you these videos along with all the other fantastic content that this entire team of Avengers produces each and every week throughout the PGA Tour season. Once again, my name is Joe Idone. It's a pleasure bringing you some long shots for the Cognizant Classic. I hope you have a great week. Let's hit a winner. I'll talk to you guys next time.